morning, America. Yo, hey, I really can't stand you. I'm sorry. All right. Let's start again.
I think we're delirious.
Let's start again.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Slick Talk podcast.
First of all, why would we start like that?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Look, let's just hop into it. Listen, we don't have anything happy to talk about. Can we just get to it?
We shouldn't be laughing whenever we're talking about this stuff, though.
I know.
But we're delirious.
Look, okay, well, we did have a really good time listening to DMX earlier.
We do want to say R.I.P. to DMX.
Yeah. R.I.P.
He was so young. Actually, if you really think about it, 50 years old.
50 years old is young.
That is so young.
Yeah.
And then I thought he was doing a lot better. I thought we had heard of, his sobriety.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we heard of it doing it, a little bit better.
Yeah, but it's I honestly believe it's a lifelong fight. For
sure. Obviously.
And, man, I actually feel really bad because, I heard the story about how when he first got hooked on to crack. It was crack, right? Yeah, it was crack.
Yeah, I think so.
At 14 years old. From his mentor that laced his weed.
That man's evil. And he's coming out. Did y'all see? He made a video and he's speaking out. And I'm are you crazy, kidding me? I would be in hiding right now. I would be scared to death to be known as the guy that got DMX hooked on drugs.
Yeah, because he literally fought those demons his whole life.
Yeah.
But I definitely one thing I appreciate about DMX is the fact that he was just so open about his fight and his inner battles. That vulnerability, it was much needed, in a black man. I appreciated that.
Yeah, and I think that it's good that we destigmatize addiction and everything to do with drugs, which we'll probably be talking about a little bit tonight, the decriminalization of marijuana, and really it should be all drugs. Yeah. But yeah, it's really sad. I feel bad for his kids. He had kids. He
has 17 kids. He had 17 kids.
Stop. Wait.
He did. He had 17 kids.
It's not funny, but I didn't know that.
Serious.
I thought he had 6.
Oh, he had 17. Did you hear about what Jay-Z did, though?
No,
your guy, Jay-Z?
What did he do?
Don't hate on Jay-Z.
What did he do?
Jay-Z bought DMX's masters for $10 million and gave it to his kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
Because just Jay-Z is that dude. He does that, bro.
No, Trey, we're not going to do this again.
You got to give Jay-Z his credit.
We're not going to do this again.
Okay, we're not going to bring that in. I'm just
because it's
saying.
not like DMX's kids would not have wealth. Some type of wealth.
DMX lost all of his money. DMX
so what was
broke.
he? Broke?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Last I heard, yeah. DMX was broke. Am I right? That's facts.
I didn't know that.
DMX was broke. He also, that's the struggle of an artist. He didn't own his masters. So the beautiful thing is because of streaming, you already know his stream's about to go up.
Oh, well, they already have, yeah.
They're definitely up right now. So it is a beautiful thing to see that at least his kids will get to eat off of that.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of them. So
yeah, dang, 10 million between 17 kids. So how much is that?
No. He bought his masters for. It's not like they're necessarily getting $10 million. They're all splitting. They get 1/17 of his masters of what that's worth.
Oh,
so
that's what I'm saying. So what would that be?
It just depends on what his masters end up being worth. It's kind of a complicated thing. It's like.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. We don't have to get into numbers.
No, but I am glad they're getting something because that's horrible to lose your father.
Having masters is like having a property.
Okay,
and so
it's like if they got 1/17 of that some real estate. Okay, that makes sense.
The value can go up maybe in the future, but they own it at least.
Okay,
because the thing is, what always happens is that especially when an artist passes, their record label really benefits from that. I'm
sure. I literally told I was talking to my husband and I was like, it's sad that people have to die for their streams to go up because he was already getting streams. That's why I'm confused on the whole he's broke thing because are they not making residual income?
He didn't own his masters.
So if you don't own your masters, then that
you probably get a small percentage.
Okay. then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if, but like if your, music's played in movies, if it's played in TV shows,
You
like they
get a
get
small, listen, and we don't.
This is a whole nother topic.
We got enough trauma to talk about.
No, that's a whole nother topic.
The trauma of the record industry raping these artists and taking what they create and giving them the crumbs is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a beast. That's just crazy to me.
But
that somebody as big as him. I mean, he's huge. Like they were like replaying the Snoop Dogg like DMX verses. Was that like, I don't remember watching that.
It
was a what?
It was a big thing.
Yeah, it was huge.
I don't remember.
That was huge. That one was one of the biggest ones.
But I feel like I 100% went for Snoop Dogg. And did he win that?
Yeah,
no, of course.
That was definitely when we were like, we're not picking a winner. And I think the win for sure, Snoop Dogg already has his legacy solidified.
Yeah.
He's Snoop Dogg. He is literally the most famous rapper in the world.
Period.
Okay. But the fact that DMX, who's been in hiding for a long time, we haven't really seen him.
Yeah.
When we see him pop up, he doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And so now he pops up, he looks good, he looks healthy, he's gained some weight, and we're able to hear those stories about some of these songs.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating him. I think it's beautiful that he got his flowers before he passed.
Same. I'm really, really glad. Like, because I didn't even think about that. Like, I'm really glad that he got to be on the verses. Because if anybody deserved to be on one, he deserved to be on one of the verses. So that's good.
I definitely remember in 5th grade, we were rapping the Rough Riders anthem, but our school mascot was the Roadrunners, which is so whack. First of all,
that is extremely lame.
Who wants to be the Harlem Roadrunners? Shout out to Harlem though. Harlem
That's
Elementary.
like being a Yellow Jacket. Like what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean Yellow Jacket. At least they sound a little dangerous, but
and they look cool. No, Roadrunner. That is pretty embarrassing.
But anyway, it became the Roadrunner anthem. But all right, let's move on from that because that's embarrassing times.
Crazy.
I also wanted to give a shout out and a rest in peace to Jay Renee. Did you know much about Jay Renee?
No, I saw something about her music, but I don't know much about her.
Yeah, so she's 19, young artist. She was actually killed by a drunk driver.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
And it was really sad. It's tragic because she was definitely like a rising star. Like she impacted a lot of people's lives.
Was she a local artist? Like,
local artist, yeah. She's from Houston.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he's okay with saying this, but Von Juan was pretty close to her.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how I knew her through him. And she was pretty well known from a young age, like singing and just on the come up and making moves and all this. And yeah, that was really sad to see. But it was also really beautiful to see how many people were there to love and support her and her family, and her mom especially. Yeah, because she impacted a lot of people.
That's good. That's good that she had a big turnout. Like, day 19?
19, bro. When I saw it, I was like, there's no way.
Like, oh my God. I can't stand that. I can't stand drunk driving. That's so selfish.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway.
Prayers for her family. For
cue
sure.
up Outstanding.
On it already?
Just kidding. Don't actually play it. We don't want to get copyright.
No, because we cannot afford it.
Yeah, we can't. I ain't got no money. Anyway. No, more somber news, honestly. I don't. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna stop that. Because I don't want this to sound like we're just here to give sad news.
But like we said, nothing happy happened
That's true.
It really didn't.
Let's just assume, especially since we did this whole pod already, let's just assume everybody knows what happened.
Wait, they don't know that we did the pod already.
You definitely told them at the beginning.
No, we cut that part.
I have no idea what we cut. Let's ask our production team. Production team!
Hey, yo.
The whole team, the whole squad. Hey,
we cut out that entire part, that entire segment where I talked about us already doing the pod.
Guess we're cutting this out too.
No, because we already did the pod.
Okay.
Like, we did already film the pod, just so you guys know. We are a tad bit delirious.
It's a hot mess right now.
It's definitely a hot mess. It's late. Like, you guys, we're just like really pushing through, honestly.
But you know what? I just think it's really important. Not that we're here to just deliver news, but we're here to talk about real issues. It is important for us to, because right now, like we're literally making making a sacrifice to make sure that we talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's important to talk about.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And it's definitely something we need to highlight because it's a big deal right now.
Yeah. So, can I be honest? I don't feel like it. No, don't laugh. I'm being serious.
No, I know.
I don't feel like digging into this trauma again.
I don't either. It was a lot. Like, it was a lot, Trey.
I don't even feel like it, bro. Like, I've just gotten tired of it.
It's literally every week, though.
Yeah.
It's every week.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where it's exhausting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, okay, earlier, like, and it just makes me think, like, earlier whenever you were talking about, like, working within the system, I almost see why people want to do it because it's so exhausting trying to tear it down. Like, for real. Even though I do talk about tearing it down, it's so exhausting. Because we talk about it and then, like, life goes on and we move to the next, like, news cycle and then it happens again and then we're, like, all freaking out. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like a hamster wheel.
Yeah. I mean, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. You know, with Dante... I'm not going to get into this whole story, but I just put myself in those same shoes. It could have easily been me. And I say this all the time. I tell people all the time, like, I'm just one bad mistake or one, misstep or one whatever from completely ruining my life.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me leveled to never judge anybody. The same goes for Dante. I could easily be in that same position. Easily. And again, I keep saying this, but not to make it about me, but I'm just saying, I literally saw myself in that story.
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of have been in that same position.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and admit this. I mean, I've been in jail before. I mean, my mama knows, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, so it's
but I've
fine.
never actually said this
If your mom
publicly.
knows, then you're fine.
Yeah. I never told anybody publicly or told this. I didn't even tell this to you.
Yeah, no, I did not know that.
But I'm not going to say when this happened, but, I was lucky enough to not have to miss work or anything. But, I was coming back. I was leaving from a birthday party. And, I didn't necessarily participate, but there was definitely a lot of weed.
Nothing's flowing there.
Yeah. So it wasn't in my system, but it was definitely in my clothes for sure. And I was looking for, headed to a restaurant afterwards, and I was in, a really nice neighborhood. I got lost and I couldn't find where I was going. And I see a cop behind me. So I do what every other black man does when he sees a cop. He tries to make a turn real fast and get away. And so I made a turn, but I didn't know where I was. I couldn't get out the neighborhood. I made another turn. It's like, shoot, there he is again. Let me hurry and bust his left and see if he's going. So then he starts following me. Now, it's not like I'm speeding or anything like that. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right.
I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Which is not a crime.
No, yeah. I mean, your phone could have died. You didn't have your GPS. Like, you didn't know where you were going.
Just didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
So he pulls me over. He stops me. And when I ask him, is there a reason I'm being stopped?
What's going on?
He said, well, just it's late at night. Are you lost? You know where you're going? Honestly, it's none of his business, but I'm just being polite because I'm trying to get out of there. I'm trying to survive.
Yeah, you just want to go home.
Yeah. So it's like, look, I was looking for this restaurant. Obviously, I had the wrong address. It led me here, which is definitely not here. I was trying to figure out how to get out of this neighborhood. So apparently I had some old fines that I forgot about. It turned into warrants. I didn't know. But then, when he ran my license, he saw, yeah, you got warrants. I'm arresting you. I'm taking you in. And my only thought was, let me just be as polite as possible so I can get out of this situation as quickly as I can, as safely as I can.
Yeah. And
so, like I said, luckily for me, I was in a situation where I wasn't necessarily missing work or anything like that. So, this wasn't like a huge deal for me. But also, I'm just not the type of person to panic in situations like that.
Yeah, I don't see you doing that. Or like freaking out or like getting angry.
Yeah, because again, my survival mode is, what do I need to do to get out of this situation the best way possible?
Yeah, to live to see another day. And
to live to see another day. Because I don't know what type of time he's on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I said all that to compare that to Dante. He has a 1.5-year-old baby. He's working. Mm-hmm. He had a fine of about $300.
And wasn't it for like marijuana?
For weed, bro.
Yeah, for marijuana.
Which half the country is legal now.
Yeah. It needs to be federally decriminalized for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the laws are in Minnesota, which is where he was, but so many people locked up for weed. It doesn't even make sense.
No, it's crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And I mean, there's like being like bills talked about in Texas right now for like decriminalization and like lessened, I guess, charges on like THC and all this stuff. It's all this stuff because in reality, like, in my opinion, it definitely needs to be decriminalized, but like all drugs need to be decriminalized because it is, like you said earlier, a chain.
A sickness.
Well, but it's like a chain. Like if you get locked up or if you get in trouble for like drug use or drug charges, then you go to jail. So, and then you probably end up in prison. Then you have to go through the judicial system, like the just system. It's like, it's all going to money. Like it all comes down to the money of it and like the power. And it's just ridiculous. Like if it was decriminalized, this would not have happened because he wouldn't have had a warrant.
Right.
None of this would have happened.
Wouldn't have had a warrant. He wouldn't have had a fine in the first place.
Right.
That eventually turned into a warrant. Because, he was on a payment plan. He defaulted on it, whatever. Mm-hmm. It would have defaulted into a warrant that eventually got him arrested. Do you know why he was stopped in the first place?
No.
We didn't even talk about this.
No, what?
He was stopped for having an air freshener on his mirror.
Wait, what? That's not illegal, though. So I'm confused how he got arrested.
I'm confused as hell, too.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Really?
He was stopped for having air freshener
hanging
from his mirror.
Apparently,
you're not supposed to have things hanging from your mirror.
Oh, in Minnesota or wherever he lives?
Maybe that's a Minnesota thing.
I've never heard that before.
Which is not a big deal. That's definitely something you would let somebody just go for. You're really gonna stop your day to pull somebody over and tell them, hey, you're not supposed to have that.
And then if that's the case, then you're stopping over tons of people. Like tons of people.
Wasting time.
And tax dollars. That's crazy. They're not even out fighting crime. They're literally stopping people for mundane issues.
Listen, I saw somebody say this earlier about a whole different subject, but he said, when things are vague, it leaves them open for interpretation, which is never good.
Right.
Because if you leave it open for interpretation, you could literally justify anything. Mm-hmm. And so I could definitely see, not saying this is exactly what she's doing, but I believe the system and policing is set up like this to where, like, yeah, you're not supposed to have things hanging from your mirror, but I'm going to let you slide unless you a nigga.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to use that to pull you over because I need to pull you over. And chances are you're going to have a warrant. And chances are I'm going to be able to do something about that.
I don't understand why the guns were drawn in the first place. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I heard that there was some, like, resistance, right?
It went very quickly. When I watched the video, he was just right there in the doorway. And they were putting the handcuffs on him. And then he tried to jump back in the car.
Okay.
And so when he jumped back in the car, she pulled her gun. That was clearly a gun.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen the tasers that they use.
Aren't they yellow? They're yellow.
Bright yellow.
Yeah.
They're big and clunky. I'm pretty sure they're not as heavy as a gun, as a loaded gun.
I don't think so. I think they're like, I saw like how they did like the weight measurements and it was not the same.
They definitely, especially if you carry it every day. I don't carry a taser every day,
Or a gun.
I don't not necessarily carry it.
Right, yeah.
But, I think even I would know the difference.
Yeah. I mean, especially the color. Like the whole point is so that you know that you're carrying the taser. So that you know
this is not a gun.
Yeah.
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 And she said, taser, shot him. And like dropped the gun as she shot him. Like, oh my God, I shot him.
So you watched the video?
I watched the video.
Was it convincing?
I
didn't watch it.
What, convincing of what?
Like, because she was clearly saying that to cover her tracks, but she knew it was not a gun. But did it come off as if she knew it was like she thought it was a taser in the video?
I can't say for sure if she knew or not. What I can say is she buckled under pressure.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
Like a 26-year veteran should not do.
She's a 26-year vet?
She's been a police officer for 26 years. I think she has some type of supervisor role.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That makes no sense for you to buckle under pressure and pick the wrong weapon.
Yeah, no.
From my understanding, from what I heard, usually your pistol goes on your dominant hand side. Okay. And your taser's on the opposite hand. Which makes it, like, everything is set up to be dummy proof and you still came out to be a dummy.
Yeah, no. Sorry, and then, but I mean, that's true. And then, like, I was telling you earlier, like, I saw a tweet and I was like, I'm a doctor, and if I was to give a patient the wrong medicine, that wouldn't be like like slap on the wrist, like, oh, you forgot? Like, no, like I could get serious life consequences from that.
You're never gonna be a doctor again. You're probably gonna do some prison time.
You'll be stripped of your license. Right. Yeah, I mean, like, if you end up really seriously hurting somebody, like, that's not gonna fly. Okay. And it only flies whenever it comes to police.
Right. I mean, and we said this, like, in any profession, in any job that you do, you can't just get away with making mistakes like that. No. That doesn't happen.
Not even at, like, little, like, crappy jobs, like at Ross or something. Like, I mean, not if you work at Ross, it's not crappy, I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you work at, like, just any old job, you cannot get, like, being late, not showing up, you know, prepared, like, all that, like, you're done.
Yeah, bro. I just don't understand it. I saw a comment that said, you know, well, why isn't anybody talking about the police officers that die on the line of duty? I want to say, I forget what the actual statistic was, but I think it was like every 54 minutes or 54 hours or something, another police officer in America dies in the line of duty. You know what? And I hope this doesn't sound, well, it is going to sound insensitive, unfortunately. This all goes back to police training. If they were trained better, that might not be happening.
I don't completely disagree.
Like, fix the system, fix the training. Like, that's the problem. You know, the thing is, as a teacher, you hear this in education all the time. People, you know, are downing the education system. And I don't blame them, because I agree with it. Yeah. You know, does it come down to the individual teachers, or is it the whole system of education that needs to be flipped?
The entire education system.
The whole system needs to be flipped.
Yeah, for sure.
We know we got some teachers that are individuals that are great and some individuals that are terrible. But we know that the whole education system needs some work.
And that's a perfect way of, like, looking at it. Like, the entire system of policing needs, like, an overhaul. Like,
but see, we understand that when it comes to education, though.
I know. But whenever you say abolish police,
but not all cops are bad.
When you say that, it causes a knee-jerk reaction. Like, people don't really think about it. And it's like, well, I'm saying, like, how we always say, like, involve more social workers, like, involve more therapists, like, psychologists, like, you know, it's not just an attack on police, but how we justify, like, carceral punishment and how we justify punishment, period.
I mean, just think about it. You know, it was a high pressure, high intensity, high trauma, confrontation that was happening. I'm pretty sure Dante was thinking, man, if I go to jail, I'm going to lose this job. Mm-hmm. Won't be able to pay that fine anyway. Yep. I have a baby to take care of. I have a girlfriend to take care of. I need to be able to support my family. I don't know what to do. Like, and I really wish this didn't happen. I wish he did not, like, try to jump in the car. I wish he didn't. I just
feel like that is a crappy thing to say. And I think that it's wrong because, like, in another story that we're going to talk about with Karan, Lieutenant Karan, that it shows that even if you are respectable and if you are respectful towards these police, it doesn't matter because they harm you anyway. They cause harm to you anyway.
I know that.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, I know what you're saying. just make it home, do what you can to make it home. But if everybody just does what they can to make it home, then we're still allowing them to treat us the way that they do already. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but still. And again, I'm not victim blaming. I'm not shaming Dante. I'm just saying, in general, I need our young black men to do what they can to survive. Even if it doesn't work, at least better your chances. That's all I'm saying. I wish that didn't happen, because who knows? I don't know what she would have done. I don't know if she was out for blood. I don't know if in the back of her mind that's what she wanted to. I have no idea. I don't know that. That could very well be true. But my only thing is I wish he would have had at least a slightly better chance. At least a slightly better. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying this as a black man who's been in situations like that. Not that I'm any better. Not that I got the answers and I was able to do it better because I have some type of better knowledge or what. I think I just got lucky. Just been lucky. Ashton, you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that have survived those things, we're lucky. You know, it was the luck of the draw. But all I'm saying is there's definitely two sides to it. And yes, one side is way bigger than the other side. But the fact of the matter is the system is screwed up. We gotta at least try to give ourselves a chance, even if they take the chances away from us. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I think a better way of putting it would be, because language does matter. Like, you know this as a teacher, like language does matter. I think a better way of putting it would be that you wish that we were prepared with how to deal with traumatic situations, rather than saying, I wish he wouldn't have done this or done that or handled it. Does that make sense? Like, because we should be trained and prepared how to handle traumatic situations. Like, we should be. You know what I mean? But we're not taught to do that.
I think I said it the way I wanted to say it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying because you will have pushback on that, and you know that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because I'm partially speaking from my own emotions and thoughts, speaking from my own experiences. Like, yeah, I totally get that. I get that. How do you prepare somebody for that?
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
You can't prepare somebody for that. All I can do is have wishful thinking. I wish it didn't happen. That's it. I'm not saying let's go back in time and give Dante some training for when he gets in that specific, because it's just, we can't prepare for that. I think we can both agree that we can't prepare ourselves for that.
I know what you're saying. And that is like a repackaged, like victim blaming kind of like teaching people how to prepare to interact with cops. But like you said, you're saying that there's no way that people can be trained, but then you're also telling people to do whatever they can do to make it home. That is a form of being trained. Does that make sense?
It's wishful thinking, and I'm a little double-minded in that. And I think it's okay for me to have
opposing thoughts,
be conflicted in that, and it's okay for me to, especially in my emotional state right now, to almost be kind of a little confused about what I actually feel, because yes, I feel angry that this even happened, that you could be a trained professional and make a mistake like that. I also wish the whole thing was avoided, but at what point should it have been avoided? Should it have been avoided when she pulled the gun instead of a taser? Should it have been avoided when he jumped back in the car? Should it have been avoided when he got a fine for weed?
Yeah.
Should it have been avoided at the point where she pulled him over for the air freshener in his mirror?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing was, it did not have to escalate to be this much, like at all. It didn't have to be any of this.
My thing is this. I know, and this is definitely where I know we disagree on this, but I know cops gonna be cops. As long as we have the system that we have now, it is what it is. Okay, so that's cool. She might have been on whatever time she was on. Who knows, right? I just wish we could just be completely blameless in it. Even though that still doesn't work, and I know that, and I know I'm conflicted in that. And listen, if somebody has a problem with that, me saying that, whatever. That's cool. You have that problem, you know. But I just wish we could change it on all sides. I wish that didn't happen with Dante. I also wish that this stupid idiot cop knew better. I wish both. I wish we didn't even have to deal with cops the way we do.
Yeah.
I wish we didn't have to have that type of fear.
Yeah. But again, like I'm gonna keep saying it because I do think that it's relevant that this is I statement. I personally don't believe that you can really handle a police officer because it depends on the police officer.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Like it's so there's so many like aspects to it that
right.
You know what I mean, like can make the turnout of it. So it's like, again, like with this Lieutenant, I don't want to say his name wrong.
Karan?
Yeah, Lieutenant Karan. It's like he's literally asking whenever he gets pulled over. So if y'all don't know, like Lieutenant Karan got pulled over by a police officer, and I guess he decided not to pull over on a dark road, right? He pulled into a gas station and was pepper sprayed. And the entire time he's not even aware as like to why he's getting pulled over. And then whenever they pull him out of the car, they find out that he was a lieutenant in, you know, the United States Army. And so it's just like, whether you're respectable or whether you're not, they're going to cause harm to you because that's what they want to do. That's the intended goal, is to harm you. Now, I'm not saying every single officer, that's their intended goal whenever they're pulling over, but that was these officers' goals.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But it is confusing. I mean, it is.
And that's a great example of someone who did everything seemingly right that he should have. And there's no reason why he should be so afraid of police officers like that. Listen, I hope there are some cops watching this.
There are. I know police officers that watch this.
Okay, listen, I'm talking directly to you then. You are here to protect and serve me. You're here to protect and serve her. You're here to protect and serve my friends, my family, my loved ones, my enemies, these people. That's what you're supposed to do, not to protect and serve yourself. I think there might be some people in this world who see being a police officer as an honorable thing. I am serving my community.
Most people.
Maybe so. I'm serving my community. It's an honorable thing. It's very, and which is crazy. The ironic thing is very similar to being in the military. I'm serving my country, and this is the big part. I'm making a sacrifice, a possible sacrifice of my entire life for the sake of my country, for the sake of my community, for the sake of other people. But it seems like in all of these situations, in every single one, and especially in those moments, those high trauma moments, as I've been calling them, the officers is protecting themselves and they're serving themselves.
Because at the end of the day, you have to think they are also people. They're also thinking about their families.
That's cool.
But I understand what you're saying.
I'm going to get irritated with you. I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying. But that is how they're looking at it. Like at the end of the day, they're also people like us. I'm just telling you what they're thinking.
Go pick a different job.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's a job.
At the end of the day.
And you know what?
And who wants to die at their job? Even police officers. So don't have the job, baby. You don't have to work there.
Being in the, and we're gonna keep this parallel. Being in the military, to me, that's not just a job. It doesn't seem like it should be just a job. That's like, because it's like a whole mentality that goes into that.
But that's the same thing with policing.
It's supposed to be the same thing. Yes, yeah. But the thing is though, like at the end of the day, it is just a job, and you just like I'll use teachers because I'm a teacher, so I'll use teachers as an example. Most people can clock out of their job and go to their regular life. Teachers don't ever really clock out.
Right.
Most teachers are always teachers all the time. And even though I try my best to leave work at work always comes home with me.
Yeah.
I always have a student that needs some help on something that's hitting me up about stuff. I always got lesson plans I got to work on. I'm always trying to perfect my craft and learn more so I can bring that to the classroom.
Right.
Always. Okay. So no, they're really, even especially for a police officer, you would think there's no point where you just clock out. I mean, even and especially when you're on the clock.
Yeah.
You should not clock out and now think about yourself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the system that y'all created as a police officer, your life is no longer the main priority.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that as an outsider, as somebody who doesn't do that, because I didn't lay my life down, my life on the line for anybody,
right?
But it seems like that's who should sign up for that.
Yeah,
people who are willing to,
that are like totally selfless, totally selfless.
So if your first thought is, in this high trauma situation, I have to protect myself. I said this earlier, but when the Lieutenant Karan said, I am scared for my life right now, you know how much different that would have gone if it was a social worker or a therapist or a counselor that he said that to? Mm-hmm. I'm scared for my life right now. I am not here to be a threat on your life. I'm here to protect and serve you and everyone around you.
Right.
And I'm assuming that if a traffic stop was made, it's because you probably were doing something that endangered the community. So I'm not just here to punish you for that. I'm here to protect and serve the community.
Yes.
There's no reason why I should pose a threat to you in that time.
Exactly. Or make your time more stressful and you potentially harm me, because I do care about my life. I don't want to put either of us in danger. Like, it should be a mutual, beneficial thing. Like, I don't want either of us to be hurt.
Right.
So.
Because I'm gonna not say what I really think, but never mind. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, I know. I think I know what you're gonna say, but and I agree. But
we're just gonna silently agree. They don't have to know.
No, it'll be between us. But no, I mean, it's just been a lot with police officers, and I mean, like we said, if it's not a mass shooting, then it's a police shooting. If it's not a police shooting, it's a mass. It's there's nonstop violence, and it's crazy because everything's opening up again, and you notice now that everything's opening up again, now it's just getting back. It's we're getting back into the swing of things, and it's nuts. And then it to be such a small world that Dante Wright was George Floyd's girlfriend's student, and then Lieutenant Karan to be Eric Garner's nephew. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. And you know what? I want to chalk it up to a coincidence, but at the same time, you kind of want to think it's targeted. I didn't even think about it like that, because I haven't even had any. I'm not putting any conspiracy around it. Yeah, I'm not that conspiracy type.
Because it's not surprising that police brutality is happening that so often that it could just happen to George Floyd's. An associate.
Yeah.
It's happening so often that it's really not surprising.
I think it all comes down to a lack of respect. And even though I had an interesting conversation with some young kids, it's respect. I mean, that whole respect is earned. It almost seemed like they were I don't need you to respect me. I also don't need to respect you. And that mentality is so messed up, but I think we should have some type of common decency and respect for people. And I think there's not a whole lot of respect for the black man. There's definitely not a lot of respect for the black woman.
Period.
There's so many marginalized people that just don't get respect.
Yeah.
Just the common decency of respect. The respectful thing was for that officer to stop and tell Lieutenant Karan Nazario, oh, you're confused. I stopped you because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And do we know why he actually did get stopped?
He was stopped because he had paper tags on a brand new car.
Oh, so they were just being racist. And they just layered it with the pepper spray. Wow. Something hanging from your mirror and new tags on your... And people don't wonder why we're tired. That's ridiculous.
I know I seem mad, agitated, but it's because I'm really tired of talking about this.
No, yeah, same.
It's because it's sickening.
And then and it's not even just that. Okay, so did you hear about the police officer that murdered the woman in the insurrection, and how she's not getting charged? She's not getting charged.
As much, we know this.
Yeah, we
As
know,
much as I was totally against that insurrection.
Or the reason behind it.
The reason behind it. And was like, yeah, take all of them to jail. I was definitely thinking that. And I didn't like the fact that most of them were buddy-buddy with the cops that were there.
You know.
And also, I agree with that TikTok with Lil Durk's song that says she would still be alive if y'all ain't gas her up. I hate to say that. At the same time, it's still a cop that shot somebody.
At the end of the day.
Why are you the executioner?
I don't... And then that becomes conflicting, I'm sure, for conservatives. Like, they probably have no idea how to feel.
They shook. They don't know what to think. Was that SpongeBob meme? Like,
no, they're literally shook. Because it's like, on one hand, they are pro-cop. So they're probably thinking, well, she did the right thing. But then they're also thinking, well, I understand why all these people stormed the Capitol. And it's like, for me, it's not a question. Like, I don't believe that those people were storming the Capitol for the right reasons. I'm not against storming the Capitol. I don't care about the Capitol. But the fact that another police officer was allowed to get away with murdering somebody and getting away with it, like, I don't, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And then, like, we haven't even talked about this at all. But I don't know if you've been hearing about, like, all of the pushback against the women that founded Black Lives Matter because of, like...
I don't fool with them anyway.
Yeah. It's bad, Trey. Like, it's bad. Like, they're
snakes.
Yeah. Like... That's crazy, though.
But and we probably don't even have time to get into this.
Yeah, no, probably not.
But Black Lives Matter as a movement was a thing that started off, especially with like Trayvon Martin, and it was a thing on Twitter.
Yeah,
it kind of had people. I definitely remember it wasn't called a Black Lives Matter rally, but it was just put together by my cousin in Baytown where we did this thing.
Like a grassroots type thing.
It was a grassroots thing. It was at Bicentennial Park. If you're from Baytown, you know where that is. That's like a huge park that's right by Lee College, and a bunch of people were there. And that was definitely for me was the beginning of like me getting my activist bag. Like, and I performed there. I got a chance to talk a little bit, collaborated with some other people. And that was definitely like in the beginning stages of Black Lives Matter. Then they created their organization after the fact, probably thinking, oh, we can really benefit from this. Everybody's saying Black Lives Matter. That's cool. Legally, like they are not allowed to trademark or copyright the name. They can't.
Why?
That's because they don't own the name. It was already a thing. When they tried to get the paperwork for it, they said, no, this was a thing before you made it up or before you created this organization.
Yeah, okay.
So really, everything that they do with their organization is illegitimate.
That's interesting.
And so I just think it's mad interesting that this lady is now she's rolling in the dough.
Breaded up.
Buying a house.
Down.
Not just a house.
Cars.
Like, off of the backs of what Black Lives Matter is. Like, that's why especially last year when, we know mutual people that was like, I can't get down with Black Lives Matter because look at their website and look at the...
Yeah.
It's like, y'all are really messing up the whole purpose of this and how it started. Like, you messing it up by like... you changing it and manipulating it into something that it was never meant to be.
Right. Yeah, no, I can't believe, because there's been like several families that have came out now and been like, they are snakes. Like, they are not like the boots on the ground people that you think that they are.
Right.
And it's like they have fooled millions of people and now have millions of dollars.
Made so much money.
And it's just crazy how people become activists literally just for the bag. Just for the bag.
Oh, it's good money in that too.
Really good money. Like Sean King, Dr. Umar, Nick Cannon. I can keep going. Like, I can keep going.
I mean, even on a local scale or a smaller scale, I had someone approach me about an organization that they were trying to do, and like, yeah, I mean, we gotta hop on this wave with Colin Kaepernick and all that. You got me bent. I don't do stuff to hop on a wave.
No.
This is who I am, fam. Like, I can't. Me before 2012. That was me as a young kid, whatever. From 2012 till now, almost 10 years, I've been about this. So this is not just some fad that I'm hopping on because it's hot. Or I remember whenever I put out my song, Okay Karen, and like, oh, that's good. You kind of riding with the time. No, this ain't about riding with the times. I've been this dude for a long time. So I don't need you who barely even agrees with the movement to come in and say, oh yeah, we can definitely benefit
Hop
from
on
this.
No,
I'm not hopping on nothing with you.
Yeah, no.
I can't trust anything that you're doing now.
Yeah.
Why do I keep addressing people in the camera? I really need to calm down,
you
bro.
want to throw shots directly at people like pew pew pew.
Hey, let me apologize to the viewers. I know.
No, but that's okay.
I ain't apologizing to it because she said I ain't had to.
Okay. Y'all heard me.
Can we get out of here, bro? I'm so ready to go. I'm sorry. I'm irritated like a mug.
I'm tired.
I'm sorry.
It's been a stressful week. It's definitely been a stressful week. There's been a lot, but yeah, no, this was not a happy pod.
Yeah, this wasn't what I thought it would be. I'm sorry, y'all.
We're sorry, guys. It's been hard. It's been rough. And there's no self-care that you can do to get out of it either. There's really nothing that you can do. You can't escape it.
It's a lot. And you know what? I'm gonna really hop off the gas, I promise. I don't know what it is. It seems like lately, for the last 2 years or so, every time something happens, I really feel it.
That's your cancer. That's your cancer emotions finally jumping out.
I'm not the biggest emotional person in the world. You know this about me.
Not at all.
You know, I usually say even killed, but like this stuff has really been tearing me up, bro. Like, cause every time, like, I'm not trying to get emotional. Every single time, I either see myself in that situation, see somebody I know in that situation, see my little cousin, see one of my brothers, I start to see that, like, damn, like imagine that happening to them, because it could easily be any of them.
Yeah, it makes me sick to even think about, honestly, because it really could. And it's like, but it's crazy that like the more it happens, the more emotion you feel around it. Because for me, it's the total opposite. Like, I hate to say that I've become desensitized by it, but it's hard not to become desensitized by it whenever it's like, I didn't even know, like I'm trying. So I used to be like an avid news watcher, watch the news every single day. And now like I just can't, because it's like, I don't want to carry all that. Yeah, and I don't know if that's selfish, but like I don't want to carry that all the time. You know what I mean?
It's not.
So yeah, I've been doing honestly everything I can possible to avoid like the news, avoid like social media, just not kind of be in a bubble.
I'm still a thug. I just want to say that. I'm still a gangster.
Down.
Okay?
You are. That you are.
Look at you agreeing with me now.
I know.
You just fired me up for supportive. 40 minutes.
I did.
Can we just say that we love y'all?
We do love y'all. Thank y'all for watching this.
Thank you for watching this.
Regardless of the chaotic energy.
Yeah, that mug was all over the place. Okay, I'm sorry.
It was.
Y'all stay safe, man. And if you a cop, I ain't gonna say it. Because all cops aren't bad, right? Okay.
Allegedly.
I'll let you finish.
Bye, guys.